I was like sobbing, you guys, like boo-hoo crying. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Passion, for those of you who are new here. And today we are going to be doing a get ready with me chit chat. More so a chit chat than get ready with me. I'm going to be doing my makeup while I just talk to you guys and let you guys know what's been going on with me. I know that I have been MIA, and so I kind of just want to talk to you guys about that and let you know where I've been, what's been going on. Girl, it's been a lot. It's been a lot happening. It's been a lot going on. And so I'm going to talk to you guys about that in this video. I also just want to take a minute to say thank you so much to Merit Beauty for sponsoring a portion of today's video. The portion of the video that Merit has sponsored will be the portion where I am trying on the different lip shades that they sent me. You guys, Merit Beauty has some of the most beautiful lip products. I absolutely love them. If you guys are unfamiliar with Merit Beauty, they are a minimalistic clean makeup brand who specializes in luxury products. This is my second time working with Merit, so I'm just very honored that they reached out to me to work with me again. And all the links to the products that I show you guys will be down below in my description box. Be sure to check them out. So let's get started with this video. So as y'all can see, I look absolutely terrible. I look so rough. So I'm gonna do my hair first. I probably will just speed through this, and once my hair is done and I start doing my makeup, then we can really get to talking. But yeah, I just co-washed it, so it's clean. It just looks a mess. So I'm probably, for the sake of this video, and it's starting to shrink, for the sake of this video, I probably will just slick it back into a bun, and I guess I'll just let y'all watch me do that. So I just finished my hair and I wrapped it up to let it sit for a little bit, and I just did my eyebrows. So now, and y'all don't mind my nails, yo, my nails, a mess, okay? But now I'm going to get started on the face. So I am going to be putting on my primer, and I'm not gonna talk through this. Like, this is more of a chit chat versus a like step-by-step get ready with me. It's just more of a chit chat. I want to talk to y'all and let y'all know what's been going on, like where have I been, what's been happening. I just kind of like disappeared for 2 months and didn't say anything, so I just kind of want to talk about that. Also, if you hear anything in the background, it's 9 times out of 10 my dog or the AC. Usually when I film, I turn my air conditioner off, but like that was just him. Usually when I film, I turn my air conditioner off, but y'all, it's too hot. I'm not turning it off today, so if y'all hear it in the background, I am sorry. The first thing I kind of want to talk about is actual like filming and actually making a video. So my laptop, girl, she clocked out early. She was like, I'm done. I've done all that I can do for you. Bye, I quit, it's a wrap. Like, she went on break and never came back type of thing. So I had a MacBook, a rose gold MacBook, just like the base level MacBook. Girl, she was fine. She got me all through grad school. She did what she needed to do at that time. But doing YouTube with a base level MacBook, and when I say doing YouTube, I mean editing and processing videos on a base level 16-inch Retina display. I think it was 16 or 13-inch Retina display MacBook. No ma'am, that is a recipe for disaster. I had to learn it the hard way, and I already knew. I'm either gonna have to get a MacBook Pro or I'm gonna have to get an iMac. I was just gonna ride out with my MacBook. I was just gonna do YouTube using my MacBook for as long as I possibly could until it died, and she died. So the battery like completely died. Like the computer will not come on without being plugged into the charger, but the charger is not charging the computer. It's literally just on because the charger's in it. If the charger comes out, the computer shuts off and doesn't come back on. But then I also noticed, y'all, I killed the processor. Totally killed the processor. Like I said, she was amazing. She helped me all through grad school. That's what I needed her for. But when it came to actually creating content and making videos and editing and all of that, girl, I killed that computer, completely killed it. So I didn't have a computer, and I kind of wasn't in a rush to get another one just because of all of the other stuff that was going on that I'm about to tell y'all about. So creating videos, being on YouTube wasn't at the forefront of my mind. It was like, yeah, I know that I have to do it because I have, y'all, as of right now, as me sitting here filming this video, I have like 4 videos that I have to create for 4 deals that I took on that I literally have just pushed to the side. I have not done like anything that I'm obligated to do as far as brand and deals go. Like I haven't done anything. So I was like, okay, I have to get a new computer. I got to get back to it just because I have contracts that I've signed. I have things that I have to do. But I wasn't in such a rush because I just had so much other stuff going on. So let me tell y'all about that. So I want to take y'all back just a little bit. Like this eyebrow looks dark. And this is not going to be, my mirror is right here. I have a mirror here and here. So if I'm looking over here, if I'm looking over here, I'm looking in the mirror. This is not going to be like a full beat. This is definitely going to be a very light summer airy look. So this eyebrow is way too dark. So I'm going to see if I can brush it out a little bit. So it may have been 2020 when I started noticing some craziness going on with my menstrual cycle. So when I was younger and I would get my period, girl, my period would be like 4 or 5 days. It would be light as a feather. I had no cramps. I had no back pain. I had nothing. My period would come on. I think I was in like a size 2 or size 3, like always pad. Like it was very light. It was bearable. I had no problems with my period. My period was that way for years upon years upon years. Like that was my period forever. And then I kind of noticed that my period went from like 4 or 5 days to 7 days, which is still nothing to be concerned about. 7 days is like average. 7 days is like the normal length of a menstrual cycle. So still nothing to be concerned about, like nothing to be worried about. But I noticed that my period went to 7 days. Then it went to 9 days. From 9, it went to like 12. From 12, it went to 2 weeks. So that's when I knew something was going on. Like having a 2-week-long period is not normal. Not only were the days longer, and I noticed that the frequency of my period was longer. And by frequency, I mean, it would be on 14 days, it would go off for 7 days and come right back on. So I knew something was up. And not only was it on forever and not going off, it was also becoming very, very, very heavy. I mean, 3 to 4 pads an hour. Okay. And at this point, I'm moving from like always size 2, size 3 to like size 5, size 6. And I'm doubling them up. I'm wearing 2 pads at a time, like one in the front, one in the back, connected to make this super duper long pad. And I'm changing that 3 to 4 times an hour, right? So it got extremely heavy, and I knew something at this point was like terribly wrong. So I started going to, I was trying to go to the doctor, and I was trying to go back to my old doctor that I was going to. So I had this amazing doctor, this amazing primary care physician, and this amazing OBGYN, and both of them ended up leaving. And so they put me on the wait list to get connected with a new doctor, and they called me to get connected, but at that time when they called me, I didn't need them. I was totally fine, nothing was going on, like I didn't need to go to the doctor, like I was A-okay. So I never followed up. So then when all of this started happening and I needed to go to the doctor, girl, they did not want to call me. These people would not call me back. Like, they would not call me. I spoke with them maybe once and I explained to them what was going on, and they said like, okay, well, we're gonna, I think the lady said like, I'm gonna talk to the nurse or something and then we'll call you. Y'all, I never heard from them, and I was blowing them up. Never heard from them. They would not call me back. They would not make an appointment for me. So then I was like, forget it. I'm gonna go and find another doctor. And that's what I ended up doing. I found another PCP who I love. She's amazing, absolutely amazing. So, and then their office is very fancy schmancy. So I'm like, okay, girl, she's home. No, I'm kidding. But their office is like really nice. It's really fancy. And so, and the doctor is amazing. So I go there, and on the phone when I'm making my appointment, I'm explaining to them what's going on and why I need an appointment. The first thing they ask me is, what were the results of your last ultrasound? I'm like, I've never had an ultrasound. They're like, excuse me, you've never had like a pelvic ultrasound? And I'm like, no, I've never had an ultrasound. They're like, what were the results of your last pap smear? My last pap smear was totally fine. Like, there was nothing that was concerning in my pap smear. So I told them that, and they're like, okay. They book my appointment. I go in, I tell my primary care physician what's going on, and immediately she's like, well, we're gonna get you over to OBGYN. And because obviously your problem is more specific, but at my primary care physician, it was just like, I did like a full checkup, and they're asking me all these questions, and they're like, so what's been going on? Let's talk about environmental health. Let's talk about mental health. Let's talk about everything. Like, let's, you know, a full physical. So that's what they did. So girl, why did I end up leaving being diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder? I came about my period and I done left with an anxiety disorder, which again, I already knew. I already knew that. I was fully aware that that is what was going on with me. I don't know if I've ever told y'all, but I am a mental health therapist. I'm not sure if I ever mentioned that before. So a lot of my issues, a lot of my problems, a lot of things that I have going on, I'm already fully aware what they are before I even move forward in getting them diagnosed or figured out. So as far as me having GAD, I already knew that, was already aware of that. So I walked out with that. So now I'm taking medication for that. The medication that I'm taking is a SSRI. If you guys are familiar with that, it's a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. And essentially what it is it boosts your serotonin levels in the brain. So I've been taking that, and so far so good. It definitely makes me calmer, that's for sure. And so I'm gonna continue to take it. I'm only taking 5 milligrams of the med, so I am at like literally the lowest level that they can give you. And I don't plan on increasing it. Like, I plan on keeping it at 5 milligrams because, like I said, I think it's working very well. So I'm taking that. And so they, I forgot. So I got diagnosed with that at my PCP, and then they made the referral for me to go to see a gynecologist. And so I get there, and first things first, she's like, well, we most certainly have to do a pelvic exam. So she does my pelvic exam, and she's like, whoa, your uterus is enlarged. Like, your uterus is really, really big. So she's like, I'm gonna order for you to get an ultrasound and possibly a cell collection. And so I was kind of nervous about the cell collection. I wasn't nervous about the ultrasound. But at this point, I kind of already knew what my problem was just from some of the research I was doing. By research, I mean getting on Google and Googling my symptoms to see what's going on. And Google told me like everything. So I was kind of already knowing what was going on. So she was like, your uterus is really big, and it's 2 reasons why it's big. Because I have a fibroid, or that's because I have a really bad hormone imbalance. So at this point, she and I are both leaning towards fibroid because, like I said, I was already doing my Google search and already doing my Google research to figure out what was going on. And that's what Google told me, is that it was a fibroid. And so when she said it, at this point, I'm like, yeah, it's 9 times out of 10, it's a fibroid. So I have the ultrasound, and of course the ultrasound tech is like, well, I can't tell you anything about what's found. She didn't have to. I saw it clear as day on the ultrasound when she was doing it. A very big fibroid. I saw it when she found it. I saw it when she marked it and measured it. I have a fibroid. Okay, so then I go back to my doctor, my gynecologist, to go over my results of my ultrasound. And she's like, you have a fibroid. And I'm like, okay. You know, like I just said, I already knew that. I already knew I had a fibroid. So she then starts talking about the specifics, like giving me the details of my fibroid. And she starts off, of course, saying like fibroids are extremely common. 80% of African American women have them. 70% of white women have them. Like fibroids are very common. Then she says, but the fibroid you have is not so common. Your fibroid is huge. She didn't exactly say it that way, but she essentially was telling me I have a very big fibroid. She's like, typically fibroids are there. They don't bother you. You go on about your life. You don't have any issues. They're just kind of there, and there's no need to really remove them because they're there, but they're not bothersome. But mine obviously is bothersome because it's been causing me super long periods, super heavy periods. It's just been causing me, like, I don't even think I told y'all, but like really, really big, frequent blood clots. Like it was causing me so many problems. So my fibroid, of course, just my luck, my fibroid is not like all the others, right? So then she starts talking about what the options are for fixing the problem. She starts off talking about a hysterectomy. And so I immediately panicked. Like I immediately started crying. I was like sobbing, you guys, like boo-hoo crying, losing it in the doctor's office because she's telling me if we remove your uterus, you won't be able to have children, so on and so forth. And I'm like, I don't have kids yet. Wait, I want to have a child. Like I don't want my uterus to be removed. Like, wait a minute, hold on. So then she starts telling me about all the other options. But at this point, I literally, y'all, I had totally dissociated. And so what dissociating means is kind of when you disconnect from the present moment. I dissociated. I heard her, I saw her, but mentally I was not in that room anymore. I had gone somewhere else. I was not present. I scratched a sore on my arm, which is not something I ever do, but that lets me know that I was not in the present moment. I had 100% dissociated. She's trying to calm me down, but I'm so upset. I'm crying, I'm so sad. And then she's telling me, you know, like this fibroid is making your uterus be 3 times the size that it's supposed to be. My fibroid is the size of a grapefruit. Typically your uterus is the size of a pear. So imagine a little pear trying to incorporate a grapefruit inside of it. Obviously the pear is gonna have to multiply in size to be able to Obviously, the pear is gonna have to multiply in size to be able to incorporate the grapefruit, right? So that's what's going on with my uterus. My uterus has tripled in size to try to incorporate this humongous, ginormous fibroid. For those of you who don't know what a fibroid is, it's essentially a benign tumor. It's not cancerous, so I don't have cancer, but I do have this ginormous fibroid that needs to be removed. Here's the thing, right? Because it's so big, they just cannot go in and remove it. They're gonna have to try to shrink it first before they remove it. She had to refer me over to the surgeon so that I can meet with him and get like the specifics of what's going on with my body. So I met with him. He's, you know, giving me the details and everything about how big this fibroid is, right? Just making it known to me that this fibroid is ginormous and it is growing day by day. It's feeding off of the estrogen that I'm producing. And he's like, we have got to stop your estrogen production because my estrogen is feeding the fibroid. And so I'm producing so much estrogen that it's making the fibroid grow at like rapid speeds. And so he's like, we got to stop the estrogen production, right? So the plan is to put me into early menopause. And so what that means is stopping my estrogen production, and my body is going to think that it is time to go to menopause. And so I'm gonna go into early menopause. The best part about it is once I stop taking the medication, my body will wake back up. My pituitary gland will wake back up, start producing estrogen, and everything's fine, right? But for the time being, I have to go into early menopause to hopefully shrink this fibroid so that it can be removed, because right now it is way too big to be removed. And the surgeon just, I mean, he kept it. He just told me straight up, like, if I try to remove this fibroid right now, you're either going to bleed to death or your uterus is going to die. And I'm gonna have no choice but to take your uterus out. And so that's what's happening right now. So I'm just waiting to start the medication to go into menopause, to hopefully shrink the fibroid so that it can be removed in office, and I don't have to have like major surgery. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's been going on with that. You guys, it has been a whirlwind. I am definitely in a much better space now than I was. I was like beside myself. I was not myself. I was very emotional. I was crying like almost every single day. I was terrified. I just did not know what to do. I felt like, I just felt so many feelings, you know? And so the possibility of not being able to have children, because even with the fibroid getting removed, there's still a possibility that I will not be able to have children because the fibroid is in my uterus. Once they take it out, my uterus is going to develop scar tissue, and a baby cannot implant onto scar tissue. And so that is the scary part, is that even if they take the fibroid out, I still might not be able to have children. And that is kind of scary to me. And so of course it just makes me feel, I was just, not now, I'm good now, but at first I was just feeling like, I was just feeling so many feelings. I was just feeling so many different things. I was just upset, I was sad, I was heartbroken, honestly. So I was just literally cycling through so many different emotions. And I'm like, I'm glad I have this anxiety medicine to help me through this. I then began to think, like, how long has this been going on? And so I thought back to a couple of years ago when I was starting to develop some of these symptoms, and I would go to the doctor and I just was not taken serious. It was just more so of, well, do you want to get on birth control to kind of help regulate your periods? Rather than let us do an ultrasound, let us check to see what's going on with your uterus to make sure you don't have a hormone imbalance or a fibroid or a cyst or whatever. They literally was just like, well, do you want to go on birth control? Well, if not, then take some iron medication because you have anemia. That was kind of the response that I got before when I went to the doctor. So it just makes me really upset to know that this could have been caught a long time ago before it got this big and this much of a problem. It could have been handled a long time ago, but y'all know that's how it is when it comes to people of color and going to the doctor and things like that. Like, we just do not get taken seriously. And so it just really upset me to know, like, here I am in this situation that could have been avoided. Could have been avoided. Could have been caught a long time ago. But I can't dwell on that. I have to just prepare myself for the future and what the future may hold and what that may mean for my fertility, what it may mean for my reproductive health and all of that. And so my doctor, the surgeon did say that if I'm having the surgery and there's no other option, they have to take my uterus out. He said that he would at least, he would keep my ovaries. He would not bother with my ovaries. He would let my ovaries stay. And so I then could possibly take alternate routes to having a baby if that is what I want to do. So that made me feel a little bit more relieved to know that, okay, well, if I have to lose my uterus and I cannot carry a child, I can at least still have my eggs and I can figure out another way to have a baby, you know, once I'm married and everything. So that's what's been going on with that. Also, what's been going on, I'm not sure if I told y'all, I think I mentioned it, but I don't really think I talked much about it. Earlier this year, I was going to the chiropractor. I don't know if y'all remember that, or I don't even know if I talked about that. I may not have talked about that in any of my vlogs, but earlier in the year, I was going to a chiropractor because I started noticing I had some issues with my neck. So I've always had issues with my neck. I've always been told that it is because I have a really big head and my neck gets tired of carrying my head around. Literally, that is what I have been told. So I just accepted it for what it is. Like, all right, well, Passion, you just got a big head, whatever. But it got to the point to where throughout the entire day, I'm like constantly like, oh, and it just cracked just now. But throughout the entire day, I'm just like doing like this because my neck is so tight. And like all day long, I'm just like doing this neck exercises, right? So I knew something was up. So I went to the chiropractor, got an x-ray and got all of that done. Girl, if y'all could have seen my x-rays, it was literally something off of like Ripley's Believe It or Not. My hips were like this. My neck is like this. There's no curve in my neck at all. My neck is like straight as a board. Girl, I was like, who is that? Like, I was mortified when I saw my x-rays, right? And so what my x-rays showed is that I have something called spinal degeneration. And what that means is what I just stated. Like, I have no curve in my neck at all. My neck is stiff as a board. And because my neck is so straight, that means the bones of my neck are not rounded the way that they should be. They are flat and they are stacked on top of each other, and my neck is like super straight. My bones are not rounded and my neck is not curved the way that it should be. So what that essentially means is that I have issue. I got a lot of problems, y'all. But what that means is like I have issues with my arm, my hand, my legs, my bones, because they are so flat and they're not as round as they should be. They're flat. They are pressing against nerves. And so the nerves is causing my arm, my leg, my hand to kind of go numb throughout the day, multiple times throughout the day, which is super duper annoying to be doing something and then my arm is just totally numb. Like, it is so annoying, you guys. So annoying. So that's also something that's been going on with me, is spinal degeneration, humongous fibroid that needs to get surgically removed. My laptop died, completely gave up on me. And then my godmom passed away. And I was not close to her in my adult life, but she was a humongous influence on my childhood. Like, my godmom, I was at her house so much, me and my sisters. We was at our godmom's house so much growing up. Like, she had a hand in raising us. And so to hear that she passed away, oh man, it was just heartbreaking. When you're a child and when you're little and these people become almost like superheroes to you, you know, they become these major parts of your life, and they have such a big influence on you that you don't ever think that they are going to die or get sick. You don't ever think that anything is going to happen to them. You know, they're gonna be around forever. It's kind of how it feels. It feels like these people are going to be around forever. They're going to be a part of your life forever. Even if it's not the same as it once was, but they're still gonna be there. Nothing's gonna happen to them. That's kind of how you start to feel. At least for me, that's how it has been for me. I've just always felt like, whatever, like they're gonna be around forever. And so to hear that this giant in my life of a person, of a personality, of an influence passed away, that did definitely really put things into perspective for me. And it was hard. It was definitely difficult to know, like, my second mom, sorry y'all, my dog is scooting. He needs his glands expressed. But it was very difficult. You know, my second mom passed away and is no longer here to be the hilarious, larger than life personality that I remember her being. And so that was definitely very, 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 very heartbreaking, as you could imagine. And so that definitely put me in a mood and put me in a funk. And then going to her funeral and seeing my extended family members and my god sisters and all of that, like that felt good. That felt really good. And I needed that because I haven't seen some of them in a really long time. So seeing them and being around them and just being around family and love and laughs, that was really, really good. And that really put me in good spirits with everything that I have going on. I needed that. I needed to be around my family. But, you know, I just hate that it had to be for that reason. I hate to know that that's what brought us all back together, was the passing of someone. And so I'm gonna finish up my face and then we're gonna get into the sponsored part of this video. Like I mentioned earlier, this video is sponsored by Merit Beauty. So I'm gonna show you guys 2 lipsticks and 1 lip oil that they sent me, and we're gonna talk about that. So I'll be right back. Like I mentioned earlier, this portion of this video is sponsored by Merit Beauty. For those of you who do not know who or what Merit Beauty is, they are all about clean beauty meets luxury when it comes to makeup. They have sent over 3 lip products for me to show you guys today, and I'm gonna be demoing 2 lipsticks and 1 lip oil for you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips. I like to use just a plain brown lip liner. And the first lipstick look how pretty this is, y'all. This is gorgeous. First lipstick that I'm gonna be trying is Slip. So let's put Slip on. It's very sheer. And the first thing that I noticed is that it is super duper hydrating. Like, it does not feel dry at all, and it glides. As you guys could see, it was just glided over my lips. This is Slip. What do you guys think? Should I zoom y'all in? Let me zoom y'all in a little bit. This is Slip. It is very, very nice. I really like how Slip looks on my lips. So Slip is a warm neutral, as you guys can see. And like I mentioned, this is super hydrating, and it definitely is a silk finish. It's not matte, it's very much so a silk finish. And it almost looks like the natural color of my lips. Like, it's very sheer and it's lightweight. All right, so now I am going to wipe this off. And I am going to try out the next lipstick. So I'm just gonna line my lips again using that brown liner. And y'all, don't come for me if I don't line my lips perfectly, okay? Do not come for me, okay? Ooh, yeah, that was, let me put a little bit of concealer right there because I don't know what I was just doing. So the next color that I'm going to be trying out is the 1990. So I'm just gonna put that on. That's so pretty. Oh my goodness, that's so pretty. 1990 is a deep brown color, and like I mentioned, satin finish, super hydrating, very lightweight. These are Merit's lightweight lipstick. They're called the Signature Lip, and they are absolutely beautiful. I love this brown. This is like, girl, she is giving. So I zoomed out so that you guys could really see how it looks on me. Like, hello. Is this not absolutely beautiful? Like, I absolutely love this color. It's called 1990, and it definitely gives me 90s vibes. Like, this looks so pretty. I love, love, love the warm brown. Hello, like, this is beautiful. I absolutely love this. I don't want to take this color off. I should have did this one last. I do not want to take this off, girl. This is so pretty. I love, love, love this lipstick. Like, this is I'm definitely gonna put this back on. Now I'm just gonna wipe my lips so that we can try out the lip oil. I'm just gonna line my lips again so that we can put on that lip oil. And now we're just gonna put lip oil on. This is a clear lip oil. It is Merit's Bel Air lip oil. It is clear. Ooh, that is so pretty. So this is just a clear lip oil. I obviously still have some of 1990 on my lips, so that's why it looks darker than what it actually is. It is 100% a clear lip oil. It is a warm clear. What I really like about Merit's lip oil is that it's infused with rosehip oil and shea butter. So girl, Merit puts health first. Like, absolutely, they're a beauty brand, but they want to make sure that they are taking care of your body. Just depending on what you prefer, Bel Air can be worn by itself on its own because it is a warm clear lip oil, or you can put it on top of the lipstick. I still have, like I mentioned, I still have some lipstick on my lips, so I'm basically wearing Bel Air on top of 1990, and I love it. It is such a pretty combo. This just might be my new go-to combo. I really, really love this look. The link to purchase these lip products will be down below in my description box. You guys, make sure you go and check Merit Beauty out. Pick up Slip, pick up 1990, pick up Bel Air, or if you are interested in some of the other colors that they have, definitely click the link down in my bio so that you can go and check out Merit's website to see if you are interested in any of their other colors. They have a very wide selection of colors for you to choose from. Whatever you want, Merit has it. So you guys, that is it for today's video. I'm glad that we could sit down and catch up. I'm glad that I could talk to you guys and let you guys know what's been going on with me and let you guys know where I have been. Girl, it has been a roller coaster, okay? But thank you guys so much for sticking with me. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Do not forget to shop Merit down below in my description box. Do not forget to shop those beautiful lip colors that I just showed you guys. And comment down below and let me know what colors you pick up. Let me know if you are more into the lip oil or if you're more into the lipstick. Let me know what you prefer, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.